hear me good?
All right. We got my man Wauk fam in the building. Hey, we're not gonna start yet. I haven't pressed record yet, but hold on. There we go. All right. You know what? When you're ready, we're gonna record the audio right now. And you ready?
All right. Yeah, you can hear me pretty good.
I can hear you pretty good, man. How about you? Can you hear me?
All right, bet. Yeah, I got you. Yes, sir.
And I ask this all the time. Can y'all hear the sound effects?
Yep. I can hear it.
All right. We're going live on the audio in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this is the 1's and 2's with DJ Kane. I got my special guest, Wauk fam, in the building. Wauk, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are people doing out there?
Yeah, man. Hopefully y'all doing good. And as I said, we're going to have all comments off on this one. This is a straight interview. This will be recorded, video and audio. So, yeah, man, good to hear from you. I want to say, first of all, it's very good to talk to you again, man. I think the first time I met you was, it was actually in Dallas. I know you don't live in Dallas. You live near Waco.
Plano,
right?
It's like North Dallas area. It's like Plano area.
Yeah. Oh, you live in Plano?
I'm up here.
You live in Plano now?
I'm up here. Yeah, I'm up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
When we first met,
I've been up here for. Yeah, for sure.
When we first met, you were near Waco, right?
I probably was doing a show down there. I know for sure. Like when I first got on, I literally had to like drive to Austin and shit for shows.
Oh wow!
It was definitely. I was in the mix. You ran into me at one of these places for sure, where I probably shouldn't have been at that time, but I definitely made something happen.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what's up. Yeah, because when we first met in person, it was at a hookah lounge, and there was another DJ we knew of. BP or something like that.
BP.
Yeah.
BP. Okay, so what you probably thinking of the hookah lounge in, what is it, Richardson?
I forgot what it's
like
called.
Velvet Lounge.
Yes, sir.
And the reason why, because you mentioned BP, and I always remember that place specifically because BP that first night came and saved my ass, my board or something. I was having some kind of sound issue that night.
Mm-hmm.
And BP, that's where you got the Waco from. BP drove up from Waco.
Oh, okay.
With a bunch of fucking equipment. And he was like, dude, I got a bunch of shit, dude. I'll come up there. I did not know BP from anybody. He didn't know me. And that's why I always fuck with BP strong, because he didn't know me to pull up from Waco, bro. That's a drive.
Yeah.
And so that's where the Waco's from. BP's from Waco.
Okay.
But he also lives up here now. It's funny. He just moved up here recently.
Wow.
Shout
Okay.
BP,
so he's in Plano.
Yes,
wow.
Sir.
That's interesting. Okay. So everybody...
Not in Plano. He's out there by Fort Worth, but he just recently moved from the Waco area up into DFW. So
okay. So he's not too far.
Get down with him.
Yeah, we all got to link up. It's been a while, man. So I admire you as a DJ, man. I gotta say, you got a different taste than a lot of other DJs I see out here, man. So tell me, like, you already told me where you're from, pretty much. Tell me, like, what is your inspiration in music? I know this is probably like a stereotypical question, but we gotta ask it, man. What is your biggest inspiration right now in music?
And it's funny because, like, it's always been like the performance aspect. Even when I started just in the music game and started rapping, I've always loved to perform for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was always my favorite part. Like, writing, I love to be a lyricist and write and connect the words together. But when it was time to get on the stage and perform and put on the show, like, that was always my favorite part of it. And so it definitely always stuck with me. That's my inspiration. Like, I want to play the big stages. I want to be able to say that I made that, and that's the people jamming out to some songs and some stuff that I made. Like, I want to be able to say that I stuck with it through everything.
Right.
And when we talk about inspiration, motivation, that's definitely musically, for sure, the inspiration, the motivation is to play the big crowds and make the people move forever. This is something I can do until I'm 60, 70, 80 years old.
Man, I feel
my
that.
Hands and feet won't let us. You already know.
Yeah. So you mentioned something about hip hop. So you started off as like a rapper, producer. Is that how it started?
Yes, sir. Well, not even a producer. I started off rapping. I started off writing. And you know the typical, you gotta get the shows and perform at this little bar here, this club here, showcase. It's a good look here and there. And I did that for a while for sure. And I'm sure everybody knows and has noticed that the game kind of took a turn for sure. It took a weird turn that I really wasn't with, especially as a lyricist, as a writer. Like I grew up on Big and Pac and Nas, and you know what I'm saying? But like motherfuckers who took the time to craft, you know what I'm saying, something that would stick with you.
Right.
And I felt it took a turn into more of a feel and I took a step back for a while for sure. So that's why I'm glad that I ended up raving later on, because I didn't know shit. Like I said, I started off as a rapper. I didn't know shit about. I didn't know it's insane, right? But it all connects back. I'll connect it back in a minute.
Okay.
When I started, I was probably about 27. It was going through a little time for sure, going through a lot. And I had a homegirl during New Year's. I asked her what she was doing. She was like, "I'm going to Lights All Night." And we went to Lights All Night, and that shit to see like something like that to see that many people, especially coming from a hip hop background, to see that many people like getting along and everybody was friends and people didn't know you and what's up, hey man, and I was like, this shit is fucking crazy.
It's almost like an ecstasy feeling, which no pun intended, but that is like the common.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like it like the community like drew me in for sure.
Yeah.
Like the music, I love the music. And the reason why the music connects back because people know I'm from Milwaukee. And my mom would always jam house music when I was little guy, a bunch of house music. And so like it was just the stuff she listened to back then. But when I started to rave again, I started to have conversations with her, and it kind of made sense how everything came back full circle as far as house music, because she was going to some of the first clubs like in the 80s that had house music. Like it was insane. Like she went to the Warehouse. It's only one Warehouse in Chicago. Like she got to go. I was just like,
oh wow,
shit. Like it. So it when they say everything comes full circle for sure, like people might see it as a weird switch or a crazy switch to go from, hip hop to electronic music, but in the end, they're really one and the same. Especially when you get into a lot of trap and shit. Like you could play and interchange a lot of that shit. So just know it all connects for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Because when you say it all connects, because I mean this is the 1's and 2's nitty gritty, and I'm gonna keep it real. Hip hop, house music, that all kind of came from, I'm gonna say the black culture, because house music.
It was us. We started it.
We started
it, whether they want to admit it or not.
Chicago
it was
house,
us, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. Detroit techno.
Yeah.
Like New York. Like it was us. It was us. They forced us into our own. To do our own thing when they tried to kill disco. They tried to kill disco, and they basically forced us into our own sound, and they unknowingly forced us into a whole explosion of different crafts that
you can never stop creativity. You can't stop the creativity, man.
No.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. It's like, so you've seen that experience with the EDM. Now let me talk about EDM, because there's not really a lot of black DJs I know that's really into the EDM, the rave scene today. When I was coming up in music, of course, I started off as a producer, got into writing music for rappers. Then I started rapping myself. Then, I started DJing shortly after that. But I do like the producing part. So when I see producers, I really just hone in on everything about them. And I see that, okay, it seems like the black guys are doing the rap and the white people, everything is doing the EDM. I really don't see. I see a lot of white, maybe Latino,
for the most
hip
part,
hop, but not in the EDM.
For the most part,
you know what I mean.
For the most part, that's what it is for sure.
Yeah,
and when it comes to DJ inspirations, like I look up to Green Velvet and Carl Cox, and these is like
you mentioned Carl Cox,
black names. Carl Cox, like one of the legends, like. A lot of people say like my shows when I DJ, like I kind of like move like him because I move with a lot of energy and a lot of and a lot of people I've heard that a few times for sure. Not to say that I'm anything I wouldn't even like. I'm nowhere in this league, not yet, not close.
Yeah,
I will get there one day, but
right.
like what I'm saying. just his movements, I definitely try to emulate his energy for sure.
Yeah,
it's contagious.
And if y'all don't know
Energy is
Carl Cox,
contagious.
look him up. He is a musical legend. I see him in every magazine.
Yes.
When I went to NAMM last year or 2 years ago, 2019 in California, you go to the DJ stuff and you would see his picture. He's endorsed by almost everything.
Everywhere.
And like I said, we're keeping it real. You don't really see too many brothers like him really seriously into that field. And he's freaking good at it. And there's a lot more of the DJs like us. It's just you don't see a lot of EDM DJs on the forefront. Like,
yeah, it's not a lot.
Right. It's like Calvin Harris,
I know
Diplo, and all them. They're on the forefront, but it's like, who else is out there?
They push a lot of them, and you can tell, it's a select few, and then, it's all a politics game once you get to a certain a certain point, and you gotta kiss some ass and mention some names, and you know how it goes. You gotta smooth the ones because you start to run into gatekeepers.
Yeah,
you start to run into the people who like quote unquote hold your fate or your opportunity in their hand, and if you did something to piss them off or one of their little homies, then you got a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's another reason why I stay like you'll see me posting stuff, but I'm very, I would say, reclusive. I stay to myself a lot, maybe more than what I'm saying than I should at times. But I wouldn't say a defense, but I guess you would call it a defense mechanism because people can be trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to definitely be as self-contained as possible.
Yeah,
for sure. And I know a lot of people don't see me out, and they might think I'm like standoffish when I'm out, but it's like really, I'm really not in your face. I'll sit here and talk, and that's why me doing the FAM Fridays and stuff like that is really stepping out of my comfort zone for sure.
Yeah,
because vlogging and looking into the camera and talking, like it's just.
How do you feel now? You on camera now
for sure. I feel I'm a lot more comfortable for sure. So I'm like, this is my first little Instagram. I see a lot of people doing the Instagram lives and stuff like that. This is my first official one too. So anybody here that's seeing this, hey, you're part of history, baby. Yes,
hey,
sir.
you know what I'm saying? Follow my boy Wauk. So where do you think that how is the culture going to move forward as far as DJs, man? Because, I mean, let me keep it nitty gritty. If y'all know DJ Kane, I got another podcast called the Nitty Gritty Podcast, and it's no filters. Like, it's all out there. So I'm going to be straight up honest, man. When they see DJs, because right now, as you can see, I mean, I'm playing on a, controller, right? They see DJs playing on equipment like this, see DJs and whatnot, and people who aren't really maybe acclimated with like how DJing works. They think, oh, all y'all doing is pressing buttons, flipping knobs. They all not really that talented. It's just pre-made stuff. And, they give the turntablist DJs, the ones that doing all the okay, that's like, oh yeah, you're not DJing, you're not doing that with the needles, man. It's like, how do you feel about that, man? Do you get a lot of flack from people to see you doing festivals, see you doing your Friday shows and think, that's nothing, I can do that? Like, how do you take that, man? Because I've been getting that quite a bit.
I would say to any one of them who says that, you get on, unless you're a turntable, even some of those dudes, hey, they can't pick up a controller and do the same things. They feel restricted.
Facts.
And like, I feel like, just like y'all feel like we aren't as good, like we can feel like y'all can't pick up these controllers and do the same exact thing. You might be able to, but it's all in the field. It's all about what you play. Like, and anybody, like I said, I would question anybody who says that. Let me see you do something, because as someone who had to learn this craft, especially on the controller, that shit ain't. It's not just pressing buttons. Yeah. We're not just pressing sync out here. I want you to get up here and let me put together 5 songs that connect and make sense and have a theme and tell a story. Yeah, you'd be surprised, man. Sure. People just doubt DJs so much, and they're just thinking, why are these guys so famous? Because they're talented. It's talent. It is, especially to produce. Like a lot of, you'll see a lot of these bigger DJs. They're producers. They're not DJs. So yeah, they're set. They might not be as technically the sound as y'all, but they made that song. Did you make that song? Like, we can say that about the turntablists as well. It's like, do y'all produce as well? You do this turntablism, but did you make your own song as well as pick up that controller? So I mean, it's a lot of aspects, and you know, somebody's always going to be mad at something, and so I say, deal with it.
Like, and fuck them.
Just like the syncer, just like the sync or no sync. I don't use sync personally.
Yeah.
But I'm not finna chastise somebody if they want to connect their song real fast and beat. Like, they might not want to sit here and run the fader all day. Like,
right.
Like, we use iPhones and stuff now.
They got a sync button for a reason. Like, I pay money for this controller. I'm gonna use it.
They don't, like, technology is advancing for a reason. Like, we're about to start having flying cars and automated cars are gonna drive themselves and shit. Like, so that's like saying that no, it's coming. It's coming. You saw Tesla. They got a whole iRobot looking shit coming out too. I was just like, oh my god, here.
Man, you talked about in the future as technology progressing, and I got to hit on this because I talked to a lot of bar managers, a lot of bar owners. You know, a lot of my gigs, and I get insight on what they're. You know where I'm going with this is like they talk about technology advancing, and they wanted to save money. Why we got to pay for a DJ when we can get a jukebox that just plays the music, and we can hook that up to the speakers, and to be just like the DJ playing, but he not. So I got to find this article, but it was something I saw where they had jukeboxes that can mix the songs. So where it doesn't just stop, it'll play like verse, chorus, and then just mix it in. And it's free. You just pay a flat rate for it. And I'm like, fuck, bro. It's like, how do you feel about that? Like, about, you know, that coming soon, possibly.
It's coming, and we don't need to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
We can actually embrace it.
Yeah.
Because as much as that little box can mix, it can't give the performance that I give. It can't bring the feel and the energy and the smiles and the connecting with the people that I bring. And that damn jukebox ain't gonna get on the mic. Or if it does, it might sound like a robot or something. It might sound crazy out of place or something, you know?
Right.
Like, there's always going to be that human aspect that's needed, I feel like, to give the complete DJ performance. Like, you can jukebox till the cows come home, but when you have a live performance in a place, whether it be a band or a DJ or anybody, like, that live performance is going to beat them records that was played on the jukebox. It might have been all hits all night, but a DJ is gonna know to play some of the more unknown shit, groovier shit too, that you might not even know. But now that's your new favorite song because the DJ played it instead of the playlist that played all the fucking the top 100 in order. It just mixed it and it blended them. It beat messed them real good. So,
I'm glad you said that because DJs need to start playing the shit that they really like more. Because I think a lot of DJs today are sounding just like radios. I talked about this with my homeboy Chulo. When I went to South by Southwest for the very first time, I think it was back in 2011. And I went every year after that, probably up until like 2017. And I swear, every time I go over to South by Southwest, you know, it's on 6th Street, around 10 o'clock to 2 a.m., you already know that's party time. When the lights get down, they close the streets out, and the DJs start cranking up to the red.
Turn up.
Yeah. So you're with the crew, you're walking down the street, and you hear all the DJs from the different bars because every bar is so close together that you can probably hear the next DJ next to you if he's louder than you. And I swear to God, one night I went, it was like 12:30. You know that time when because at the time, 2011 was hot. Travis Porter, Future was really hot. Fuck up some commas. You'd walk down. Oh, this club. Let's fuck up some comments. Okay, walk down. Next DJ. Oh, let's fuck us. I'm like, they all playing the same stuff. Back that ass, Juvenile. Funny. Back that ass up. Back that. I'm like, I know there's a lot more music, y'all. It seems like y'all all have digging out the same crates, and I'm like,
and it's good. It's good. Like, it's good to play them hits.
Yeah.
But it's what you play in between the hits that really make a set or make a night.
Yeah.
It's like, when you watch Jazzy Jeff connect like 3 different generations of the same sample, and like that's different type of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that shit blew my mind when I saw him do that shit for the first time, and I'm like, that's the type of DJing, whether turntable or
that's an artist
controller. I aspire to be able to do half of the shit that he
does.
Like,
man, that's crazy. I wish we had more of that because even till this day, I hear it all the time. It's almost sad that I can walk into a club at a certain time of night and I can predict he's probably gonna drop "Cry Baby" the Baby. He's probably gonna drop "Hands on My Knees, Shaking Ass Like a Thought." I could just predict it. Oh, there's a bunch. I bet you he's gonna drop "Back That Ass Up" or. What's the one, Erica? I could just predict it, and I hate that.
Like, what happened to the R&B set at the end of the night? They don't even did they retire that shit?
No, it didn't. Let me tell you, man. Because I do that, and a few other DJs do that too. When it hits 1:30, look, you gotta understand. People gotta understand that R&B stuff. No disrespect to no DJ. I get y'all trying to do your thing. But when it's 1:30, 1:40, last call, why are we turning down for what? We need to turn down because they about to close the club. You got to look at what's really going on and understand the consumer. There's dudes with money and sexy females. What are they trying to do at 1:30 before it closes? They're trying to get numbers, and you know what? So you need to set the mood. Why are y'all turning up?
The after hours or something.
Yeah, why are we turning up with this fast shit? Like, slow that shit down. If you got to play some genuine, do it. I mean, you'll see the energy change, but I guarantee you they're going to spend more money, and they're going to be like, yo, DJ, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. And you probably going to get tipped or
and even in electronic music, just kidding. Like a lot of them just go full throttle.
Sorry, bro. I had to keep it nitty gritty, bro. You
good. You good. It just but a lot of the DJs, they'll go full throttle the whole time, and it's like you have to I try to tell a story in my sets. I try to weave in and out. Like, we're gonna go up, we're gonna go down, but just know that it's gonna say something. A lot of my tracks have vocals in them, so they definitely it's gonna speak to you for sure. And it's just insane when you just pick one speed. Like, you have to be able to go up and down, tempo changes for sure. Like, you have to be able to switch it up for sure.
Yes. So you play house music a lot now, right? Like rave music. Would that be considered house rave? It's like same kind of family.
House, right? Electronic music, yep. House music, it's all. Whoa.
Are you good, bro?
With the camera and shit. So I'm good. I'm trying to adjust the camera the right way and shit. But,
so how do you go, house music? How do you go up and down from house music? Because when I hear house, it's usually probably the slowest I hear it is maybe like a 100, and then up to like a 120 steady beat. How would you go up and down from that? Is it just like?
But I'm meaning within the genre, so it's like one song might be real heavy bass, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? The next song might be more melodic, where a chick singing and there's a nice breakdown, some big chords and big piano, and you know what I'm saying?
You cut out like the
because
drums
you said the 120 to 128, it's restrictive in that window. That's why you have to be able to get creative in your set, and that's what I mean by going up and down and kind of like a wave motion. Like, we're gonna build up, we're gonna groove, we're gonna jam out, and we're gonna break it down, and it's gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? Got songs that say certain shit. Yeah. Like, that's the type of show that I try to give for sure every time I perform.
Now, you do house, of course, we know. Do you play songs twice a night? Do you? What do you think about that?
No.
You never play a song more than once?
Oh no, and also, if I hear a DJ play a song earlier in that night that I have in my set, it scratches. I automatically make a note in my head. I'm not playing that song. I'm going to avoid that song when I get up there.
Right.
Because I try to make sure that my set sound unique. It sounds different.
Yeah. My
song selection is different. Like, you to your note earlier, like, you go to these shows, you'll hear it'll be the same song. You'll hear one DJ play this remix of it, then this DJ will play that remix. Right. It's like, even if it's a remix, I'm cutting it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my set needs to sound fresh. Like, when you hear mine, you're gonna be like, that guy's set stood out tonight. Like, his shit was different than what everybody else did. Just tried to jam as many bangers in as they could in the middle.
Yeah, man. Like, that's a good point. My boy Chulo's the same way. He'll never play the same song twice. And I'll admit,
it's too much music. It's too much music, bro.
Yeah. Hold on, I think it's like real scratch on your end, bro. What's going on?
Oh, hey. You good?
Yeah, all right. So like I'll be honest, man. I'm guilty of that. Guilty as charged, bro. And it's just the
but
way
see, it's different though, because like what you're doing is bars and clubs where that hit, like they want to hear that shit. So you might get a request, 15 requests.
Yeah.
It's somebody who just came in early in the night who heard the song, but somebody just came in at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and they're like, hey, can you play this song? Or he ain't played that song.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to switch it up because it's like, bro, I'll be honest, some nights I will just literally play whatever's on my mind. If I know I'm the only DJ that whole night for the whole 4-hour span. I started off a Saturday night playing, and y'all ladies know the song, Hands on My Knees, Shaking Ass on My Thigh shit. That was my very first song. And then I went into some shit nobody heard of. Like I played, that was my first song. And they were like, but then I started playing Kanye West, and I think I played dun 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 you motherfucker. Yeah, I played, I slowed it down, and I dropped it over, and they're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I just like to test that. And then later on when it hit 1 o'clock, you know, I dropped Wauk, and I was like, Hands on My Knees, Shaking Ass. And it was some of the same people from 10, but it was a shit ton of new people there too. And it's almost like, you know, it's like, okay, dope. You know what I mean? And even when Old Town Road dropped,
that goes into
I was scratching on your audio, bro.
I think it's when my mic revs on my t-shirt right here. Let me bring it over here. Make sure that's
you good.
Look, make sure it's good.
But I was saying real quick, like when Old Town Road dropped, bro, I swear to God, I was playing gigs that were like up to 5 hours long. When that song was hot, no, DJ's gonna talk shit about me, what I'm about to say, but I played that song for almost a month straight. Every Saturday, I dropped it probably 5 times a night. And every time I dropped it, it was the same reaction. Crazy. Everybody jumped on their motherfucking feet.
When you got a hit, you got a bro. Like, hit. It's different. Like it's different. They say it's different, especially in the bars and clubs. It's not electronic. That's why I loved the fact that, like in hip hop a lot, the DJ is in the background a lot. Unless you, like you said, unless you scratching, unless you know what I'm saying, going crazy on the turntable, you're really in the background. You're really just the little seasoning for the rapper that's coming out there. In electronic music, the DJ is the show. Like they come to see, you know what I'm saying? They come to see you. They come to see what you bring. They come to hear that song that only you made.
Yeah. So
that's what I think what attracted me to it the most is like I could take my experience that I learned from learning how to produce and going to school for audio engineering.
Okay, that's what's
in hip hop.
Educated man, by
and I could transfer that. Yes, sir. I could, because in when I was rapping, I would find that my mixes and my masters, while they were cool, they were good. Why didn't they sound like the radio?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm spending my money. I'm coming in here and spending my hard-earned money, you know what I'm saying? You know, shit. I was trying to get it back then. So it's like, why was my mixes not sounding how I needed them to? Why was they not sounding like?
So you felt I had to go to school for it?
Forced me to go back. Yeah, it forced me to go back and learn the craft and learn how to make a song from scratch and how to mix it down and make it sound clear and get all the audio bullshit out of it and master it. And I didn't even know that mastering was how it got as loud as the, you know what I'm saying? I was just getting mix downs and shit. Like, why is the shit not loud?
And people don't even know that mixing and mastering are two completely different things.
Two completely
like you literally
different
have
things.
People that do one mix, there's a mixer and then there's a master. And sometimes they're in the studio together. So when y'all see these people, multiple people in the studio, some people just do strictly one thing. He's the mixer. He's the master. It's like they usually don't do the same thing. I mean, you have people that can, but usually one does one or the other. So a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. A lot of people preferred not to be the same. The person who mixes and masters be the same. But there's a lot of people that I know for sure that do it and do it just fine. I do it because I want to be able to master other people's projects. So if I can get my stuff to sound crisp and clear, you know what I'm saying, then I should be able to take somebody else's project, no problem, and bring it up to snuff.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So let me ask you this, man. From your DJ career, how long you been DJing for?
This would be the 4th year.
Okay.
4th year.
All right, that's what's up. So
music business is the 11th year, but the 4th year actually from picking it up to now.
Okay, so from those 4 years, what is your favorite moment? Like, what has been the favorite, your best gig where you just had a night where it's just like, wow, this is like, you felt like you're just on Utopia for that night?
When I finally got to play Rest in Peace Lizard Lounge.
Oh man,
that was one of my goals. When I always.
Well, that was the wrong sound effect. Hold on.
I'm just saying, no, womp on them bitches who fuck shit. We don't need no more Uber and shit. I'm sorry, because that shit pissed me off.
To get Lizard Lounge. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of I finally got to play Lizard Lounge, and that was always one of my favorite. Like, that was always one of my favorite places, and I always was like, I always want to play here. Shout out to Electric Shadows, because they definitely gave me the opportunity, man. And that night was amazing. We had a great crowd that night. It was insane. I definitely, that was.
And you were on the main stage.
No.
Okay.
Side stage, but I was good with it. I was good just to play, just to have the chance to play. No, it was side stage though.
Man, you know what? I wish you could have got that main stage experience.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna come back and get the main stage, but it's gone now. So
man,
it's all right.
And I'm just gonna.
It's all right. Bigger and better for sure.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you from experience. Like, we've been on that stage and it's amazing. But I'm gonna tell you this: there's way better stages out there, man, for you. I guarantee you.
Oh, I know.
Bigger and better.
I have a bucket list of stages that I must touch for sure.
Yeah,
like EDC for sure. The majors for sure. Bonnaroo, Lala, like those are the type of stages. Those are the type of crowds that I'm aiming for.
Yeah,
and I will not stop until I get there, or until God will it that I'm in the grave. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now
it's that real with this.
So I know a lot of DJs like prefer certain type of venues. Like, so I could tell you, like, the big stage, you like to be on the forefront, be the performer. What do you think about taking like small bar gigs? Like if somebody offered you a gig.
No, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I don't.
There's a gnat that just flew my. So I was, my bad.
No, I'm not opposed. No, I'm not opposed to playing. Like, as long as, because this is the one thing that I had to work through being a DJ, because being an electronic DJ, when you're trying to get on their shows, unlike when you're doing your bar gigs and shit, they don't be trying to pay you. They be wanting you to do it to come drive all the way over to Fort Worth, or drive all the way over here, and I'm gonna give you this little look, and then shit,
exposure.
And it's gonna help your career out. Yeah, exposure and all that good stuff. So you gotta fight through that swamp, especially when they don't know your name. You have like it's, and so I'm glad to say that I'm past that point for sure, where they know, like, if you book me, you got to pay. But as long as you pay, I'm willing. And something like that would give me an opportunity to play the other shit that I don't get to play. Like, I play a lot of house music, but I started off with trap. I got hip hop. Like, I can spin hip hop. I can spin, like, I just don't get a lot of opportunities because they want to hear that 4 on the floor. They want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Especially,
I find it so funny that a lot of these places that are these big festivals, and, you know, when I was starting off DJing a long time ago, I say a long time ago, I need to stop saying that. I started DJing in 2014. I say a long time ago, and DJs who've been doing this for decades be like, bro, you barely in it. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But when I started DJing in college, bro, I did shows opening up for, you know, I say B-list rappers and stuff that would come to these bars and meet and greets and stuff. And the group I was with, bro, they would pay you an exposure. I'm like, hold on. Y'all selling out bottles. I swear to God, I saw 20 bottles go to one table.
They selling merch.
And y'all only paying the DJ $50, maybe. And I'm like, nah, man. So you had me set the mood. You know, I opened up from 9 o'clock to 11, but you only pay me $50, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had to say, fuck that. And it's funny, it's very ironic because I'll go to like a rinky-dink bar, no offense to any bar out there, and they'll easily throw you a couple hundred. And there's nobody there.
Yes, they will.
I'm just like,
yes, they will quickly.
This is kind of backwards, but okay. But yeah, man.
Because it's that live entertainment aspect. It's that set it and forget it. I pay this guy, he does this professionally. So now I can go tend my bar and tend to my customers and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
not have to worry about going to fix the radio. What if your jukebox is broke?
Yeah.
Now you just without music, and you didn't hire a DJ for the night. So now it's somebody's playing some music off of their phone or something.
Yeah, man,
it doesn't sound as good.
It's crazy, bro. So we talked about the best experience. What is the worst experience you've had so far in your 4 years of DJing? Something that possibly could have made you even want to quit. You know, just something that's just like, this is just a down moment.
I would say it's not the word. It's not just a specific experience, but it's the getting the music out there. It's the getting the people to hit play on the music, because the people don't really fuck with you. Like, they're not gonna play it.
Yeah.
But especially if they don't know you. Like, especially if they don't know you in person. So it's like,
or if you ain't paying them
the
money.
Marketing is just it. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's definitely a pain.
Yeah.
Trying to get the music out there. There's different ways, different creative ways and shit like that.
Right. So when you say get your music out there,
a lot of that takes a lot of capital.
Right. So when you say get your music out there, you're really playing most of your own music, right? In the mix with some of the stuff people already know.
A lot of the times, I definitely am playing stuff that I like, but I've definitely in the past few years, like, the more music I make, the more of my own shit that I can play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at first I didn't have any to play, and now I'm finally getting to the point to where my music, I feel like, is up like that. Like I keep saying, up to snuff.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be on the level of what's popular. It has to be able to stand up to all that shit. So
yeah.
It's a process for sure, but me playing, yes, I play a lot of them, a lot of edits, remixes, and stuff, and that's the thing about electronic music.
Okay,
it gives you a lot of freedom to edit and remix, and because you're not selling these songs, these are just your, you know what I'm saying, your little remix, your little spins on stuff that you loved way back then.
Right.
Like I just I had a remix on my latest project, the Lost Tapes Volume 1, which is. I just dropped this past Friday.
Okay, y'all go
check that out. Yep. It's on SoundCloud. Check my page. Or you can go to my page, famonmusic.com, and listen to it there as well.
Okay.
You can download it. It's a free download if you want to spin them or whatever.
Okay. That's what's up.
And they were the ones that I left off of my upcoming project that I have with OCMG. Shout out my boy Brandon Webb, OCMG. And I'm gonna be dropping an EP with them.
Okay.
Thinking like October, November, around that time. I'm still finishing up the last of the mixing and mastering process.
That's what's up. Okay.
And so, I like I said, I love it. I've been working at it for a long time. Not gonna stop for sure.
Yeah, more power to you, man. Don't ever give up. Real quick, for anybody in here, man, if you have any questions, there is a question mark button on the bottom right. Please feel free to click that and ask any questions if you want. There's a question mark button in the bottom right. We got Wauk fam here in the motherfucking building. So
appreciate everybody who tuned in.
Before we go, we have to know what else you got coming up. I know the pandemic has hindered us on a lot of stuff. It's cut out a lot of work.
It's a little weird now.
It's a little weird. So how you pushing through, man? You got some stuff coming up? What's going on?
Yeah, like I said, I got my next project. I got my project I just dropped, the Lost Tapes Volume 1. And then I got my next project, like I said, in a few months with OCMG, label OCMG, called Let the Music Speak. I've been working real hard. I've been working all year on it. And I'm really, really happy with how it's turning out for sure. And man, just follow me on all platforms at Wauk fam. I'm gonna keep it rocking. I got new music. My thing is the music.
Okay.
Putting more music out. I have another project. This is a sneak peek for anybody sticking around. Me and my boy Mello. Anybody who knows me, when I come to a show, me and my homie Mello, we come and turn up. He's always with me. Usually, like if I'm DJing or something, he'll come in, use the camera. He'll come in, shoot and get content for me. And that's my boy. We got a duo project called Bass Mob coming up soon. I'm not gonna be saying this too much because we got a nice little rollout that we're gonna do for it.
That's what's up.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're gonna be dropping that in January, and then I'm backdooring with another EP for me.
You got a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the music rolling because at the end of the day, that's what makes you stand out is your music, and you need to have a shitload of it. And so, that's what my main focus has been.
What about shows? Are you doing any live shows, like live performance shows?
As far as I got one with Electric Shadows DFW Rave Fam this Sunday at the Whiskey Gardens.
Okay.
And that's that Fort Worth Whiskey Gardens, and that's pretty much the one that I have coming up. And then shit, I will double back for sure because I'm starting interviews as well for my media company, FAM Media.
That's
also, go follow FAM Media. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have you come through, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the live in person with the lights and the.
Yeah,
you can come to the FAM studio and check it out and shit for sure.
That's what's up. I'm sick right now. That's why we're doing it on live. But
this is I'll let you get better at all that. You good?
Yeah.
You good, man.
Yeah, man. So like Whiskey Garden this Sunday. What time?
Yep. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Because I'm doing a brunch event.
Yeah, it's a day. It's like a day brunch. It's like a daytime
Whiskey Garden. You know what? We're gonna try to make that, y'all. If you're in the Fort Worth area, pull up the Whiskey Gardens 1 p.m. Fort Worth, Texas, man. Let's pull up my boy Wauk. Boy, mumbling over here, man. He's not gonna be playing no mumble rap. He's gonna be playing some real legit stuff. What kind of music can we expect, man?
We're gonna turn up. I'm gonna play a nice house set. It's gonna be a nice daytime, nice pool because they got a little pool there and everything. Nice beach vibes. It's a nice. Get in the pool, do your thing. It's gonna be definitely a good fucking time for sure.
You gonna drop some Erica Banks for those girls in the pool?
I don't know.
Mix it in with some house.
Figure it out. Look, we're gonna figure it out.
We need that juvenile back that ass up house mix, man. Where at?
But hey, they would. And the funny part about it is they would go nuts if I did that shit.
You know,
like they would literally lose their shit.
Like he said earlier in the interview,
that's the funniest part about it.
Hip hop and house, they can go together very well because they come from the same root. Just saying.
They do.
So, Wauk fam, thank you so much for tuning in, man. 1's 2 podcast.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck to all your ventures, man. If y'all don't know right now, my boy Wauk, follow him right now. Wauk fam in the building.
At Wauk fam, fuck with me.
Yes, sir. DJ Kane 1's 2's. Y'all have a good one, man.